So imagine me, right? Living life, laughing my absolute socks off midnight, watching Chris Pratt being casted for Mario and Seth Rogen being casted for an appropriate Donkey Kong. Waiting a bit, looking at the first trailer, actually being a bit impressed with Jack Black, disillusioned by Chris Pratt, charmed by Charlie Day, second trailer, analyzing Princess Peach frame by frame, looking at Twitter whine about everything, sighing at Donkey Kong Country fans, laughing at Mario and Luigi fans, being aroused at Seth Rogen, eating ass, not watching the Super Bowl, dancing with my cover of the Mario Show theme, watching a McDonald's commercial, praying for a Rosalina cameo, playing Dead Cells, and then going on my phone to book some tickets for the Mario movie. And what the... No, that can't be right. Movie comes out on the April 7th. What the hell is going on? And so I wandered around a little bit more and find out that the movie is hosted on April 28th for every major movie theater around me. And then I start to kind of panic. And then I run around, pacing around the room. And then I look outside my window to realize... Yeah, did you know this? In Japan, this movie comes out on April 28th, a full 23 days after the movie is made public, which is stupid. What is seriously up with that? That is just about 3 weeks later than almost every territory in the frickin' world. You're really telling me the country with the company that invented most of the roster for this movie is getting sidelined for the French? Now you may be saying, okay, that's kind of bullcrap, but there's probably a reason, right? Wrong. There's actually no reason this film would be released so late in Japan compared to everyone else. Seriously, I can make a list of reasons. We can knock them out one by one. 1. Illegal or award show shenanigan. This is not the case because simultaneous releases have happened in Japan. We're the few countries that actually market that fact in our trailers. I know, right? Americans take it for granted and call it unnecessary, but I call it an anti-piracy measure. 2. Lack of money. Are you fucking kidding me? It's Illumination and Nintendo. On average, an Illumination movie makes about $700 million. And with the Mario movie IP and all, I think it's fair to say that this movie is going to surpass that number. Well above movies like Doctor Strange that did get an international simultaneous release when it came out. Well, that ain't the case. 3. Crowded competition in the Japanese movie market. Well, if you check Japan's movie release schedule on that time frame, the Mario movie has absolutely zero competition. I mean, seriously, if you had to pick one of these movies, what are you gonna watch? Freaking Air? None of them I've seen being marketed for, none of them having a significant Japanese presence, most of them being released half a year late, and one of them with Brendan Fraser looking like a fucking snack. The Mario movie's competition is so bad. The closest I could see having a reasonable audience overlap is the freaking Tetris movie or the D&D movie, which, to be fair, one had a stunning cast, fun visuals, and interesting story, and the other is Dungeons & Dragons. In fact, if you push the movie all the way to the 28th, then you collide with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 like a bullet train. It would have been more logical to put it earlier so you can give the movie more room to breathe. Number 4, translations are late. That is the single dumbest thing you could have said for this topic. Hey, not only do they release translations for every other language just as fast as the original movie, half of this production is held in fucking Japan with Miyamoto overseeing everything. In fact, Japanese translations would have been done as early as the scripting stage because they had to present this to Miyamoto in some way, who still uses translators in his interviews. 5. Marketing. Now this seems the most plausible. Most films in Japan do come out later than America. That's the norm. If I could just say some examples, Sonic 2 came out on April 8th in America, whilst it came out on August 19th in Japan. Puss in Boots: The Last Witch, December 21st in America. Still hasn't come out in Japan. Yes, I'm serious. I still have no idea what any of the memes mean. This is because countries like Japan have different marketing departments that take their own time frame to promote the movie. You can always expect some amount of delay from translating or picking the voice actors, so it's just easier to work deviated from other markets. Delayed trailers, delayed interviews, delayed merch lines, etc. This way, you're not being pressured to conform to an international release date, and each country can take the necessary time to build hype around their movie and ensure the movie doesn't underperform. Now, on a usual situation like this, I wouldn't be making this video. After all, a marketing cycle is a marketing cycle. I can't really do or ask anyone anything to change that. But the Super Mario movie's main marketing cycle relied on the Nintendo Directs, which is an international broadcast on the internet. Basically, this movie started marketing at the exact same time for every single territory, regardless of where you live. And by the way, if you look at the Japanese version of the second Nintendo Direct, you know, the one where they say they're mostly done, they show the dubbed version.
Let's go.
Why? That means you probably had the time, production, and general resources to do this thing simultaneously, yet I still can't fucking enjoy this movie without people on Twitter spoiling the ending. And you know the weirdest part about all of this that I still haven't mentioned? Originally, for all audiences, the movie was supposed to come out in December of last year. If you follow this movie like a psychotic sociopathic stalker and think back to April of last year, you'll remember that Miyamoto actually announced that the Mario movie was going to be delayed. A delay was a delay for everyone, regardless of the original release date. But do you know the original release date in Japan for the Super Mario Bros. Movie featuring Chris Pratt, Charlie Day, and Seth fucking Rogen? 2023, April goddamn 7th. Why? None of that makes any sense, and it means the movie would have been perfectly fine if it just came out simultaneously with the rest of the world. It doesn't freaking matter. The 3 weeks would have changed nothing if the English release date moved by 4 months. I guess... Okay, let me calm down. I now don't have to wait 4 additional months relative to the rest of the world in order to watch this. 3 weeks is better than a third of a year. Not that mad, especially after this change, but it's still so baffling that so many movies like this release their stuff later specifically in Japan without no additional explanation. In reality, there's probably a complex, multi-layered reasoning like thought out by the government or the corporations or whatever, but from a surface level, it just seems dumb. I don't think I've ever enjoyed a non-Marvel movie with the rest of the world when they are enjoying it. Like, if there's a takeaway or anything, I just think movie distribution just needs to be easier, okay? I, for one, really like the subscription services because of their more streamlined format that reduce stuff like this. But even that doesn't fix everything. Ironically, you know, Everything Everywhere All at Once, the movie with an Asian superstar, an Oscar nomination, generally considered as one of the most hypest and critically acclaimed movie of 2022 with butt plugs and all. I was hyped, guys. I really was for this thing. You know when it released in Japan? Seriously, just say your prediction out loud. You don't need to comment anything. You don't need to interact with this video. Just say it out loud. A date, a time period, a year, whatever. Who cares? It came out March 3rd, 2023. When I'm writing this video right now, it came out last week. And not because it was planned to come out last week, but because it got an Oscar nomination, therefore it was then finally distributed to Japanese audiences. Originally, we shouldn't have gotten this movie at all, but thank God it was so fucking good that I can finally watch it for the first time. Anyways, I'm tired. Region locking is dumb. If you're an indie dev, I literally don't care if you can't afford translations. Just release an English-only game to every market you possibly can. It really helps. And Twitter, just don't, okay? I get it. Your job is to destroy all happy thoughts felt by anyone in history, but please, guys, it's only 3 weeks from April 5th to the 28th. If you could just stay shut about the Rosalina cameo, that'd be great. In fact, vaguely grapple with the idea that some people may not know any of the Oscar-nominated movies. It's true. People like that exist. Hey, post-editing me here. Wow, a lot has happened since I made this script. Before I go, I just want to give some opinions about some of these movies that I just were able to finally watch when the rest of the world was able to watch them literally a year ago. Puss in Boots was a cool movie, cool characters. Jack Horner was a funny guy. As a cat myself, this is a common cat W. Everything Everywhere All at Once, pretty cool movie. Kind of felt like a bigger movie than Avengers Endgame and only had itself to stand its lore upon. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. Tetris movie, just watched it. It's freaking cool. I love the tone and like the balance and of like the comedy and the thriller, and the actual thriller stuff is so cool because like it feels like a biopic. It's like, oh my god, oh, look, all these things actually happened, whoa. And that just about wraps up everything. Thank you for watching. So see you next mission. I will come back with more videos. Don't worry, my upload schedule is inconsistent, but I'll try. Goodbye, everybody. See you next mission.